Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the Weekly DLC. I'm one of your hosts, Kurosh, joined always by my co-host, Danny Vargas. And Danny Jang.
Good morning.
If you're not familiar with what we do, we sit around a table like this one, talk about nerdy stuff. We come to you each and every week to podcasting services of your choice.
Meow.
We meow from places of our choice, and we talk about nerdy stuff,
Meow.
comics, games, movies, anything in between, pop culture, free Hong Kong, sponsorships. Speaking of sponsorships, we're brought to you by Persian Cats, because you put that in DLC and you might hear a purr, or like a cat will come to your house, or
You might weekly meow.
weekly meow, or like kitty titties if you're on the stream with last bosses over here.
Weekly titty witties.
That gets you a different code. Weekly titty. This is episode 159. We're almost coming up on 169.
10 more.
That's one more than 69.
Yep, just one more. Math. Thank you for joining us. If this is your first time, welcome. If this is not your first time, you know what you're in for. So strap in, buckle up. We've tuned the audio to a crisp ASMR mukbang quality stream.
Well, we don't know for sure, though.
I mean, we do. We got confidence.
I don't have confidence.
You're right. Shit. Okay, never mind. You know what you're in for. You don't know what you're in for. Guys,
Coming left to right.
we might get wild. We might not. Can you guys tell me what you've been up to this week? Let me know how you've been. I haven't seen you guys in a while.
Yes.
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 Cool. What have you been up to?
Yes. No, it's
I bought a game called Stone Shard. And it's a
Can you describe it?
it is a turn-based
okay.
Oh.
RPG like rogue game. Question mark? It's just like a top-down view. It feels like it does like the thing where it maps out squares. I mean, the whole map is built. It's like a very pixelated game.
Okay.
And so when you start the game for the first time, it does a tutorial. So it's a character that you're not necessarily gonna play. And I thought I was playing him, so I'm like literally collecting all these items. I'm like, okay, this one sells for less gold, so I'm gonna drop that and pick up this other item that sells for more gold. I went through the whole game, or this whole like tutorial part, and then you fight a boss, and I'm like, oh, sick. And then I grabbed everything the boss dropped, and then like it goes into the actual game. And so the actual game is it's this character that you just played as, telling the story to the person that you're about to play as, telling you like, yep, and that's what happened. And then it just kind of opens up, and now it's your character, and then you play the actual game. So it's just a tutorial for you to learn how to like click, point, and move. So you move freely until you actually get into combat. When you get in combat, every time you move, the enemy has to do another move. So it's just like 1 and 1, 1 and 1. And then you can build up skills, and you can add your stats. So you can go magic based, range based, melee based.
Cool.
And
what are you playing this on?
PC.
Okay. Is it only on PC? You know?
I believe so. It's beta.
Oh, okay. So it's fairly new. How'd you hear about it?
Streamers.
Really?
I watched two streamers, and then one of them always takes these games and like just takes it up a notch. So he's like doing permadeath mode, where if you die at all, you just have to start all over again.
Damn.
And I was like, it looks easy. Can't even beat the first quest. Oh my god!
It's always like that. You watch a Bloodborne player do BO4, and you're like, oh, that's not that bad. And when you fucking play it, it's like, fuck. This shit is fucking tough.
If I keep trying, but like, it's very like it takes so much time to just get set up, because you're over here like when you start a new game after you've done the tutorial, it asks you to select a preset amount of characters, and they have like different skill sets. So one of them is gonna be better with swords. One of them will have like better accuracy. One of them, the moment that he sees an enemy, that enemy is debuffed for like the next 10 turns. They have like less accuracy, less damage that they do. So there's different like buffs like that. And so you're over here selecting the one you want. You have to do all this setup and then finally pick up these quests. You have to map out where the quest is at, and it just tells you like this is the city. It doesn't tell you where you are anywhere on the map. So if you lose your like sense of direction, you will probably lose yourself. You won't know where the hell you're at. And so literally, like, I know that I started in this town. So then I've been lucky enough to the both times I started, it's always adjacent directly from that town. So I just go like either all the way left or all the way right, or all the way south essentially. And but once I get there, you kind of have to play smart in a sense of like kind of try to like bait one enemy at a time.
Okay.
But I'm over here like running in and 3 guys come in, and so like I'm trying to kill one guy while everyone's attacking me at the same time. So I'm taking more unnecessary damage.
Yeah.
And then my guy just bursts into bones, and then I have to start all over again. But so far,
You said it's roguelite. What do you get to keep when you die? Because there's like different types of roguelites.
I
Like, it
guess
could be-
the only type of roguelike is you can unlock more characters which have different random stats, like different random traits. And right now, like I only have 4 unlocked. So once I
Okay.
play longer and unlock more of them, at least that's what it looked like.
Yeah.
I don't know if those are. It doesn't say how to unlock them, so I don't know if I play a game and beat it if it unlocks it, or if I have to save them, or if this is just because it's beta and you only have the first 4 available.
Okay. He looks promising.
It looks really promising.
Okay. Cool.
I think it will blow up. Not. I feel surprisingly the card game, the one that you've been playing,
Slay the Spire
that one really like
took off.
got a glow up. I don't think this one will be as crazy, but I think it'll get well known to where
Okay.
everyone hears about it.
Anything else?
Got a gym membership,
Hey,
Golds, down at Muscle Beach.
damn, fucking
it's
The Rock.
Well, I mean,
Schwarzenegger.
I guess one opened up in my city, and I knew about it, but I was like, eh. And then I got a flyer saying like, hey, 10 more days, and this deal's over. Only available to people within the same city. It's $10.
That's not bad.
It's 10 fucking bucks for Gold's Gym. It says the
How
original
is
price
it?
is $45 a month. I'm paying $10 a month. I literally got it yesterday, and I haven't had time to go. I got it yesterday at 9. I had to go to work early morning, so I couldn't go in the morning, and I'm here right now.
Okay. Power to
So
you.
tomorrow night,
Crank that iron.
Pump it up.
Pump
like
it up.
clockwork.
Don't come on and pump it up. Don't
I've got
pump
that
it up.
going. I had gotten the electric bike,
Mm.
and I've been using it with like essentially a flat tire. There's like a hole, but it doesn't like. It's on a crease, so I have to literally sand down the whole crease, which I'm worried I'm going to sand down the whole tire, and eventually the whole thing's just going to be a hole. So I'm like I pump it one day, and it lasts the whole day, and overnight it'll become like a squishier tire. I had bought a new tube, and I replaced it, so that's good to go.
Cool.
The season for Diablo's over, so we're gonna go on to season 20 now. Hopefully,
You're still writing that?
Reinstate it
Well,
right now.
I mean, like I managed to do season 19. I did everything to where I get the quick challenges.
Tell them about Wild Vargas. Unlock.
Yeah, we gotta
Wild Vargas
unleash
almost?
the Kraken.
There you go.
Yes.
Sponsored by Blizzard. They so I did everything, but like there's more, like there's bigger tiers that like add on to like the benefits of doing that season. I think the second to last tier, you get a loot goblin with Tyrael's angel armor, which looked really cool, but I'm like, it requires a lot, and
Okay.
there was like there was just that weekend left, and I was just like,
Yeah.
I just want to do the bare minimum and get at least the first rewards.
So I'm surprised. It's cool that you're going back to Diablo, but there's been this game I've been seeing on stream that's very Diablo-like.
Wolfen?
Wolken or Wolson
Yeah.
or whatever. And I was curious, has that piqued your interest? Why or why not? Like, what do you know about it?
I've seen people stream
Have
it.
you seen it? No.
I've seen people stream it. It doesn't look as smooth as Diablo is,
Oh, okay.
and like it just, I don't know. Like
Okay.
I think that's what entices me to play Diablo. Like it's just, it runs
Butter.
so well.
Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
butter, smooth as butter.
That butter. Jang, what you been up to?
Practicing.
Toot toot.
He will be there. He will make an appearance.
Hey.
It's a secret. I don't know if I said it last
Society?
stream. I'm not using the Elsa skin. I'm using a different skin. It's another Disney character.
Leave it as a secret.
It's gonna be a secret.
Sora?
I just hope Disney doesn't sue my ass.
Better have a Klebe in that.
I mean, you're gonna be in Anaheim, so you
I
get
know,
sponsorship.
I'm scared.
Mickey just shows up. Hey,
Just to let you know, like the Elsa skin and the skin that I'm gonna use, they actually deleted it.
really?
So I had to get it through another website, but the mod website that I usually go to, they don't have it. They deleted it because Disney shut that shit down. So I wanted to get. So
I'm gonna see you in a Kotaku article. Man gets shut down on live stream.
Man with no views gets shut down.
Genichiro.
Yeah.
There's a skin him as Big Smoke, and I can't find that anywhere. I can't find. They took it down on the mod site that I went to and the one that has the illegal ones.
Why don't you get
What's
one where
Big
you play
Smoke?
as?
Big Smoke from San Andreas. This is
Yeah, the
big
guy
Smoke.
who's like, I'll take a number 9.
2 number 9s.
Okay.
I really wanted that, and practice is going really well because it would take me 5 hours to get to Genichiro. I could get to him in like 2 hours. I'm like pretty
So you're telling me you're
proficient.
beating the game in 2 hours.
You know what
No,
he's
no.
telling us? He's gonna be on speedrun streams.
Shit, no. But
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
Now I don't know what I'm going to do on my second.
So you got a second.
I have a
slot.
second slot.
How
San
did you
Andreas.
swing that?
So they're saying they had open slots. You had to apply for it, and then they pick you. And
Hey,
so
Grand Theft Auto 4 is coming back to Steam. Play that. I don't think it'll be there. In
I think I'm going to just stick to Sekiro. I practiced it, and I want to get to Guardian Ape and beat Guardian Ape. I don't know if I can.
the hell's Guardian 8?
Ape. Boss.
We're not talking about numbers. Okay, got it.
So I've been practicing. What worries me is like the viewership because it's not as good as Bloodborne. Like I said, Sekiro is very divisive to people. Like
So again, I think a big thing, and I don't know whether they'll be doing this or not, but I think they would want to, is that if DreamHack hosts
Yeah,
its
no.
streamers,
they're doing that.
Yeah, no.
then I think you're gonna get
Yeah, no.
maybe not like a lot.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't say like hundreds, but
Yeah, no.
why?
No.
What?
I'm
He's
trying
nice.
to ruin his hype, you know? Like,
Oh, I'm already hyped, dude. I'm anxious.
his confidence down.
They are gonna stream re-host whoever's streaming.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, so
Are you like? Do you have all the things in order to like oh, if new people come in, I want them to do X,
So-
Y, and Z, or
I won't have my fuck, man. This is the one.
Your stream.
I won't have my sources. Like not sources, but my scenes because
Can you-
I should have used slobs.
Can you save your scenes on?
Slobs, it's a login. So yes, with slobs, if I ever use
Yeah.
slobs, I would have
But
logged
you're
it in.
able to take the mod. Do you have to download the mod on that computer, or can you
I don't
take
know,
a USB drive?
yeah, how are you gonna?
The mod I sent it to myself through internet email.
Can't like. I haven't used it enough, but so you can't like save scenes and then email them to you as well on off of.
You can, but dude, my
video?
scene is fucking multi-layered, dude. There's
Okay.
like individual
You've
things.
done like one thing at a time. And
Yeah,
not, like,
dude.
nice
It's
Just drag and
crazy.
drop.
I
Remember
mean,
that guy?
it's too late now.
I know. I think it'll be good.
It's gonna have the Nightbot, so everything. Amino's gonna be there.
Oh, okay, cool.
Nightbot. Amino.
Song requests.
No song requests. No, dude, I can't.
I wanna be the
or
best
Just
there.
Ginger. I can't, dude. No, I can't risk it.
I'm a night Pokemon.
So Nightbot will be there.
Okay.
And, that's the most important. Nightbot and my Streamlabs animations.
Notifications.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's the most important.
Hey, bare necessities, dude.
Yeah, I'm
It's
super
the bare
stoked.
necessities, the-
I think that time's gonna fly by. You're gonna be like playing.
Yeah.
Because you're so used to such longer streams.
Yep.
You'll be like, all right,
That's it. 2.5 hours. What?
peace.
I got to set up real quick. I feel like
Yeah.
it's like
Do
boom,
you,
boom,
do you
boom,
get
boom,
time before your setup to
Yeah.
your start time?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. I think another cool thing would be like the other streamers, like
Yeah.
hooking, like networking or whatever.
I brought one person in. He's gonna be there. We have the same time slot
Hey.
on Sunday.
Nice.
He's the guy that's in Star Wars. He was the body double for C-3PO actor. Yeah.
You got him in.
I got him in. He performs way better than
All
I
right,
do.
calm down, Davier. Calm down.
It's not him, but
I know.
Cool.
but yeah,
What
excited.
else? Anything else?
No, just practice.
Just DreamHack.
Just
When
oh, moving. Fuck, dude. So end of this month.
after DreamHack,
Moving to
our returning guest.
yes.
All right.
I just hope the internet's good, and
That's all one can hope for.
I just want
Honestly.
to be left alone to stream. That's it.
You're gonna hear him in chat, and then he's just gonna come knock on the
I know,
door.
right?
Like, hey, why aren't you?
Here's a donation. Like, what the?
You playing Bloodborne? Can I come? Can I hop in?
I got my gaming chair. I'm gonna build it on stream. That's probably gonna be the first stream I do at the new place.
Nice minimal.
You should do
setup.
like a time lapse
No,
in addition to it.
I mean I could. I mean I don't know what. I don't
For the
think people
Insta?
would want to see that.
for the Insta.
But
Okay.
yeah, smaller room. Moving back to. Well, I can't say stream
Yeah.
separate. Moving back to Orange County.
Hey.
From LA to Orange County. Yeah. Commute's gonna be far now.
I can just
Sucks.
pick you up now, dude. you don't have to drive to me, you know?
Pretty much, yeah.
I don't know his new spot.
Yeah, well, I won't say.
Yeah.
Stream snipers.
So
But-
where is it? What's that?
So, yeah, just practice and moving. I
Cool.
have a lot of shit to move. It's too much. Moving sucks.
Are you getting rid of stuff?
No.
Just keeping everything? Not even
He's
the
adding more
junk
stuff.
comics?
Like
I got to get
gaming
rid of some comics.
What about
That's-
books? You're keeping all the books?
Yeah.
Do you have a space for all that? Or-
It's in storage.
Okay.
So I'm going to be paying for storage.
He's
every
like,
day.
you know, I'm looking to read a book. And just drives the storage unit.
Hell yeah.
Grabs a book.
Welcome to my library. Cool. Exciting time, dude. I watched Birds of Prey
Ooh.
or Harley Quinn, Birds of Prey, or Birds of Prey, The Emancipation of Harley Quinn, whichever title is out now. I don't know. It's a weird movie. It's fun. It's just weird. The pacing was like all over the place. Like she's telling a story, it goes backwards to like give context, and then it goes forwards, catches up to where it was, then goes forwards, then goes backwards, then forward, then like jumps ahead, then and I'm like, I don't know. It was distracting. It wasn't like it didn't feel like
So
it flipped.
it's easier to follow Primer than this movie.
Yeah. It is very much 90% Harley, 10%
Everyone.
Birds of Prey. But it makes sense. It's like the whole premise is the Joker and her broke up. She's on her own now, and things kind of go through, and it's fun. Like when the action picks up, the action's pretty dynamic. They add some music in, but it didn't have an umph. It was like it was missing a driving force in it, or like a something, and it was trying to be like elements of Deadpool, but it didn't go all the way. Like it didn't need to be rated R. It was rated R. It didn't. There was maybe a handful of like vulgarity and gore and violence, but and they really changed a lot. Like people were like, okay, that's Cassandra Cain, and like for comic fans, you're like, oh my god, like I know who that is. She's just like a kid in shorts and a hat. Like there's nothing recognizable besides the name with that, and so it's kind of like, okay, you're taking a lot of creative freedoms and trying to do a different thing, but you're not. I don't feel like you're really. They don't set it up where it's like, okay, now she's going to be set up for her own thing.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, that was that. I guess that was how they used that, and it's whatever. I will say, Ewan McGregor as the villain is fucking amazing. Like every scene he was in was just he was eating it up. He was eating it. He was just like. Very like 1 second he's like talking sweet talk, charming, everything. Next second he's like about to cut people's face off. Next second he's about to provide mercy to someone, and then they like sneeze on his glove and he's like, ew, no, cut her face off, I don't like her anymore. Like he's like all like very emotional roller coaster crazy. Kind of made the character his own. It's a different Black Mask than what I'm used to. But it was fun.
He's a Black Mask?
Yeah. And the thing is, like, the marketing for this was weird because they're, like, building him up as if he's a recognizable villain to the public. And I'm like, Black Mask isn't, like, a Joker or a Riddler
Right.
or a Lex Luthor or a
It's a
Hob.
single comic.
It's
He's not
like
a
single
A-level
page.
villain.
like to build up to him putting on a mask isn't anything. Like no, like that didn't do anything for anyone. So
They're-
don't make it like I don't. The marketing kind of pushed this whole thing. I was like, who is like? Will he?
Trying to pull a Guardians of the Galaxy.
And not even that. Like that didn't even do that. I feel like that just like we know you don't know these guys. We're not gonna care that you don't know these guys. We're gonna make these guys cool and just show you rather than try to. Anyway, so it had some trouble, but it was fun. Like Huntress, for instance, was fun. She's this badass assassin, but every time it came to her like talking or showcasing like her origins or whatever, people were like, she was trying to tell everyone her name, and she'd come up with Huntress, and everyone's like, "Nah, you're the crossbow killer." I'm like, fuck, no, I'm not. Like that. She's frustrated from that, but then everything else, she's like kicking ass and shit. So it was fun. Anyway, I finally got the last PvP Destiny pinnacle weapon I could achieve.
Wait, but you already got the titles.
Yeah,
10,000 titles.
all 100,000.
100,000.
The ones that aren't even released yet, I got.
So that's no big deal.
Yeah, it's just casual. I was just kind of like, I'll try to do this. Boom, boom, done. All right, fine. But yeah, this season I wanted to count how many I got. I think I've gotten more special items in one season than I have in any other prior season. And it made me remember, I'm like, this is the 9th season of this Destiny seasonal activity stuff. And I'm like, wow.
Which doesn't even feel like that.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, we're only on season 2 of Fortnite, so like, time flies, dude. Last thing is, I've been training. I've been telling you guys.
Oh yeah.
MVC2. I was listening to that the morning of. So leading up to this tournament of Marvel vs. Capcom 2, I was frustrated because we were practicing at the arcade, and that was the only place I could practice because of how hard this game isn't available. The people that were hosting this are playing it on PS3s, and to do that you needed a download code which is no longer like available, or it's like $300-$400 for like a PS3.
That is true. It's really expensive now.
Yeah.
Forgot
So
about that.
I was really trying to get an emulator to work for like a Naomi arcade kind of system, and I did get it to work with a caveat. The arcade stick was not button mapped correctly, and no matter what fix I did, it would always combine, like the third button would always combine one of my assists with one of the punches or kicks. And it was just, I was trying to be like, I can ignore it, and it was like, no, this is throwing me off. Like, I can't, I'm going to be like playing, and I'm going to be used to this. I don't want to play wrong. So I was like, I don't know what to do. So I kept bashing my head trying to figure out something to do, and then I gave up. And I was like, all right, I guess I can't. I just got to like go with whatever I've learned so far. And this was like at the start of the weekend. And halfway through the weekend, I was like, try one more thing. And I didn't know what PlayStation emulators were out there, but I tried looking into them, found one, and I was like, let's see if I can get this to work. And first try, it worked on PS3 one. And like the button mapping, everything was perfect. I was like, we're back in it. So I literally like every like Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, I was just like, I gotta practice.
Are you training mode or versus computer?
So I did a mix. I did training mode to practice some executions because I knew I was weak with Venom. I didn't know any sort of specials or combos or anything. So I was like, I just want to get comfortable playing as Venom. Then I did the verses just to get a feel for like, okay, someone's like, I didn't even pick like the hardest one. I just want to do some live combat even if it's not against a friend or anything.
Just for future, like when we get like huge and super famous, you download the simulator because you already own the original copy.
Yeah.
This is just
No,
I do.
saw his copy. Yeah.
I do have the original copy.
Yeah, you have the original.
I have it in the garage.
That's what I'm going with.
God.
You got it. We got it.
I can prove it. In a court of law, I can prove it.
That's what I'm going with. In a court of law.
My two lawyers, Daniel and Daniel, syndicate. Laurel and Yanni. So I was like, I think I don't know. Like, come Monday, I was like, the tournament was on Tuesday.
Yeah.
I was like, I could practice more, or I could try to get sleep. I think I need more sleep now because I don't want to go in tired and be off. And then I went to sleep, and I was just like, Did I practice? Did I do everything I could? I was like, oh my god. I started watching videos of other team, like the OP teams.
Yes.
Damn.
And I was like, no, I can't switch it up now. I got to stick with
you
what
can't
I
switch it up.
So I was like, I'm sticking to what I got. But I was like, once this tournament's over, I'm really curious about what else is available
Yeah.
and out there. There. Tuesday comes.
Your mind.
I have my polos, and they're like work shirts with like patches I have.
Yeah.
I have a Xavier's School polo, and I told you guys my team up: Cable, Venom, Cyclops.
Yep.
I wore my Xavier's School polo. I wore sunglasses with like red tint,
Nice.
and I wore like the pin you got me, the X-Men pin. I put that on. I was like,
ready.
the Summers family is here for some optic.
Intimidation. The outfit.
No one else was doing any of this shit. I was like, all right, I'm alone. Whatever. I don't care. And like the guys hosting it were like, the bracket is random, double elimination. But he's like, he's like, I swear this is random. So I'm like, something happened. He keeps saying it was random. The first match that I have is against my coach, my friend. I was like,
shit.
fuck. We're playing. And like it was neck and neck, and I won that one. I was like, oh my god! But like it was nerve wracking because when we're on there, it's like a crowd now, and so like the
It's
jitters,
different.
the jitters start to get to you.
Yeah.
Like after every match, we're just like.
Adrenaline.
It's different when.
And the other thing that threw me off, granted, I was able to adjust because of it's PS3 to TV. When we practiced the week before, it was PS3 to a projector. The input was the input then was not noticeable. The input lag on the tournament day was like movement was like move. But then I noticed that all the controls were like that. I thought it was like one controller. I was like, okay, I just gotta get used to it, and then I'll be fine. Luckily, I'm not too heavy on movement, so I wasn't too worried about it, but and I wasn't trying to psych myself out. So anyway, I had my first match, went all right, but I was bummed because it put her in the losers bracket, and I was like, fuck. So then, she was kicking in, like she kept going. I'm watching the other players. I'm like, there's got to be some snakes around here. Like someone's like OP that I haven't seen. And there was one guy who was like,
Quiet.
Someone had dropped out, and he's like, yeah, I want to jump in. He was very enthusiastic, and he comes in, and he's like, his fighting was weird. He was like. He would use Akuma, Wolverine, and Juggernaut, and when he was playing, he would just be like, yeah, yeah.
What the?
I was like, this guy's like playing mind games.
Come to find out, it's the guy that you played at the arcade.
I know, right?
No,
He's like,
I joined this company just for this fight. Like,
he was weird. Like he was throwing people off. I was like, it's an intimidation tactic. You just gotta yell back. I was telling my friend, I'm like, if you face him. But the thing I was worried about is I kept seeing Juggernaut. People who didn't know what to do against it. Like he would just
armor.
The armor and the dash hit. They would just be like, I can't hit it. It hurts too much. I was like, I'm gonna murder that Juggernaut. I cannot let that Juggernaut touch me. Anyway, so I play more people and I'm winning every single one, but I'm making mistakes. Like I'm using my supers at the wrong times. I was like, fuck. And people are like, I can keep hearing the people like, no, why'd you do that? And I still win, but they're like, dude, like why? I don't understand what you're doing. And then all of a sudden I pulled off a combo and they're like, what the hell? How do you do that? I was like,
Evo.
I'm like,
Evo
confusion.
2020.
confusion.
You're invited to the invitation.
So we get to a point where I've been going winners. I'm like, I don't know how much longer this is gonna go for. And finally comes to this guy that's a friend of ours, but he's really good at fighting games. And him and I faced him in practice, and it was like he was the hardest one to face. And he's using Sentinel or Storm Sentinel,
Magneto.
and no, not Magneto. He was using Captain Commando, who is all right, but his assist is top tier.
His anti-air?
Yeah, anti-air
Isn't his
assist.
ultimate too, isn't it the one where like it does the ship and it's just like doo doo?
No, that's not his.
Okay.
Maybe it
That's
is.
a good anti-air.
His anti-air assist is him and Cyclops anti-air assist are top.
Top-notch.
But I don't. He's like I've not practiced. He's like all I do is look at top YouTubers, and he's like I was
He
copying.
fucked up because he didn't pick Magneto. That's not the top tier team. MSS is the top tier team.
It's still pretty good. I saw some top players doing Sentinel, Magneto, and Captain Commando. Or not Magneto, Storm, Sentinel. But I always saw the Commandos switch out for Magneto, depending. Anyway, so him and I play, and it's fucking neck and neck. And I was scared of his Storm, so I'm just blasting the shit out of it. And like anytime he let him in, I was like, that Storm is dead. And I would just half-life gone. He's like, because he would just buff himself up and just whiff to build up bar. And I was like, I want to murder that thing so bad. And then the real weapon isn't the Storm, it's his Sentinel. Because all he does is he bumps up, boot, super, boot, punch. And it's just like Rock'em Sock'em. He just gets you from across the map. And I hated it. And we're going back and forth. And we're both down to the last guys. And like, literally at the worst possible time, every time I wanted to do a super, it would have chipped him down. I did the super jump, and then I did the super. I was like, why did I do a jump? Super. Do a jump. Super. I'm like, just fucking super. And like, I had this much, he beats me. I was like, damn.
Dang.
So I'm in losers now.
Okay. Gotta fight your coach.
You gotta fight your
No,
friend.
my coach lost to the yelling guy.
It threw her off, man.
No, what was funny is she faced this guy who was pretty good, and he was using Cable and Cyclops, and she's like, I know how to face this.
Dang.
He got wrecked. I was like, he never stood a chance. She's been training for everything he tried countered. I was like, yeah, not as. And she's like, I was thinking that was you the entire time. I was like, I thought you were. You went hard. The guy was like, But then the Juggernaut guy faced her, and she was like not like hitting the right she needed, and then the Juggernaut kept just chipping away and taking things out. So then she got knocked out, and then she turned to me, she's like, avenge me. And I had to face him next. I'm like, I hate that Juggernaut. The second he assisted him in, I fucking murdered that thing. Like two Tems in, I was like, I don't want that thing in here at all. And I like take him out with moderate challenge. But I was like, he's out. I don't want to deal with that. I'm in the finals of the losers bracket. I mean, the guy that beat me is in the semifinals for winners. He loses to the other guy. He comes to losers. Him and I have to rematch. I was like, fuck. I don't want to fight you again. We fight neck and neck. And like, it came down, like, I just started losing it. And I knew mentally, I was like, I'm like not focused. I'm reacting. I was like, I've lost. And then like, it just fell apart. I was like, he got me. And so I was like, but like, what was funny is I heard people like, you have an opening. Take him. Like, people thought I knew this crazy shit. They're like, combo him up. Like, he whiffed. And I'm like, punch. Like, just one punch. I was like, I don't know.
I don't know.
Or, like, I did a super that would have taken something out, but he's like, why didn't you use your other super? I'm like, fuck, Jordan. Fucking goddamn.
I only got
like,
one.
hearing these people yelling, but then I did, like, they were like, you'd hear him chant, you'd hear him, like, rooting for me, because I was like, it was the up trying to come back. I was like, oh my God. So then it goes back to those two fighting, and he came back from losers, and he had to win 2.
Yeah.
And he won 2. And I was like, at least the person I know, because the other guy I didn't know him, but he was good. But this guy was like, at least he's in our group
and
of friends.
You also lost to the guy who won.
Yeah. So I didn't
Avenge me.
But I was like, for the last 2 nights, I've had trouble sleeping because I keep seeing all my whiffs. I practiced. My Venom was my weakness. I practiced with him. He was one of my strengths. My weakness was Scott Summers. I fucked up so many times with him. And I was like, all I saw in my head was every optic blast that didn't hit. I was like,
imagine you're going to sleep and you're like, it's like your hands just like moving.
so next year it's Tekken
Which one?
7. So I got to practice. But I'm
Practice
like,
now.
but like honestly, I was so happy with the progress myself. I made like I've never like played a fighting game where I knew execution, I could read, like to the level of this. I'm not saying it was anywhere near where it's like to those pros, but I was like, I knew what I wanted to do. I had a pretty good understanding of how to execute it. I had problems, but I knew what those problems were. I was like, this is fun. Like I want to do some stuff with the fight sticks. I don't know. I got really into it. I was like,
Get some hoary parts in there.
yeah. Some Ori part.
Sanwa parts.
So yeah, there was a tournament. That was a big part.
Don't use King for Tekken.
Why?
Don't use a low. Now he's not low tier, but use the S tiers.
Yeah,
'cause
The Witcher.
You got to work a lot harder for the win, and like, if you can't execute perfectly, you're not gonna win.
Use The Witcher.
Use like
So King is low. I don't know Tekken, so
I don't
King
know.
is low tier?
I don't
King
think
is
he's low tier, but he's not the S tier.
He's the
Use-
leopard, right?
Yeah.
The leopard head luchador, which
You-
I'm like, I want to play him.
Do it. Don't have him hold you back, dude.
Use the S tier.
Is the bear S tier?
Yeah. I've seen it because of Donkey, dude. I've seen
I
it
don't
because of
know.
Donkey. No, actually, I don't know.
I'm like, the first thing I go with is what I like. The second thing I go with is what plays well. And the third thing I go with is what I play well.
It's
and
like-
it's like, it's got to be a mix of those three.
King is like Zangief. You got to work hard and you got to be perfect.
And
I'm good with Zangief.
He is grass.
Not on Street Fighter 2. I'm better with Zangief on Street Fighter 5, but you're right. You have to work twice as hard with. So that's a good point. I'm going to practice. I'll see
I mean,
what
if you want to win. I mean, if you want to just play, then use
Yeah.
whoever you want.
We want to just
I want to win.
We want to just play.
I want to win.
No.
He won the guy that won the Dragon Ball Fighter Z tournament last year. He
Jesus
won
Christ.
the MVC tournament this year.
Jesus Christ.
And these
Repeat.
these are games that he's like, I kind of play them or I like them, but I don't. He's like, oh, Tekken 7.
leading you
He's
on.
like, I play that
He's
a lot.
leading you
Oh, no.
And I was like, I'm training now.
It's the opposite. He played the other two like crazy. He's never played Tekken.
Your mind games? It's like,
We were
he uses King.
the first.
Imagine.
King.
So there's that. I watched this show start to finish. I even got Katie on board. Have you
Which
heard of this
show?
show called Mythic Quest?
Yes. It's from the guy from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
The Mac. Yeah.
It's a YouTube, right?
No.
It's on Apple?
Apple TV.
Oh no, I haven't seen that one.
You can do a 7-day trial.
And watch the whole thing in 7 days.
Each episode is 20 to 30 minutes. There's 9 episodes. We powered through it in like 2-3 nights.
I saw a trailer for it and it looked good, and I'm like, oh, where is it on?
Yeah, the user interface of Apple TV sucks dog shit. Like, it is horrible. I hate it so much. And it's like, to figure out where you can use it, what devices, like PlayStation won't have it. You can do it on your browser, but you can't cast it to your TV.
Yeah.
Just dog shit. The show, fantastic. It is a very smart, very interesting commentary on the game. Like, everything we talk about and know, it like has a satire to it. Like, they're like a Fortnite mixed with WoW. Like, that's their game essentially. The WoW side of it is because it's fantasy. It's an MMORPG. The Fortnite side of it is the guy that plays Abed from Community is the head of monetization, and he's like, yeah, sell this for $200. It's fine. Or like, there's things about monetization. They have a writer that's like a J.R. Martin, but he's very like old and perverted and like behind the times. There's beta testers. There's the creative lead who's like Neil Druckmann or whatever. And then there's like the people that are running the game that are in charge of schedule. The community manager, like they're like, we're going to go see the community manager. Like, oh, she sounds like a positive person. She talks to the fans, loves all this. They have to go to the basement. She's like tweaking. She's like, the shit they say about our game. Like the things I read. Like, I have to sift through. Like, I'm fine. How are you? Like, that kind of stuff. Anyway, they also go on to like the first episode, they want to like they're like, oh, we got everything done for the game, the new DLC. And then the creative is like, what about this one seemingly simple item? He's like, oh, that's a shovel. It lets you dig. And she's like, this is too basic. We got to like make this epic. So he spends literally like, he's like, we got to push the delay of the game. We got to make this shovel a critical part of the gameplay. It's got to kill people. It's got to do all this stuff. And the girl, the lead tech person is like, no, the game is ready. If we do any of this, it's going to screw so many things up. Common game kind of stuff. She's like, I want to leak this to journalists, get good reception of it. Then they push back and be like, we want it to be this way. Because she's confident about that. So the monetization guy's like, forget journalists. You know where the real sway is? Streamers. And they show this streamer. It's like PewDiePie mixed with Ninja, but like as a 12-year-old kid.
Okay.
His name is Pootie Shoe. He's like, Pootie Shoe. And he's got like a review system. He's like, I give this 4 buttholes. And everyone's like, fuck yeah. Like anything above a 2 buttholes is amazing. He's like, welcome back to Pootie Shoe, guys. You ready to Pootie?
God damn.
It is like, and he does all the angles, the chat's like in there. I was like, this is too real. Anyway, show's great. Like, they have an interesting arc. It's not like mind blowing, but I will say one thing. There is a single episode in this show that is
San Junipero.
It is the San Junipero. It's a standalone episode.
Black Mirror.
It's a standalone episode.
the game.
None of the characters from the rest of the show are in it.
Nice.
Oh wow.
So it's like, what does this have to do? And it does tie in a small way to the show, and I won't say how, but there is a connection. But that episode was such like a well-told story in one episode. Like, I was like 30 minutes, and I was like, I got chills. That was pretty good.
They're multiplying, and I'm
It was like, I hadn't seen a story about video games and the development of it, or just like, and about real feelings and stuff. I was like, that was a really good story.
There isn't anything that's like that. Like, I can only think of one movie that's kind of like that, and it's not good.
Yeah.
Grandma's Boy.
No, well, that too. Two movies. The one with Jane Silent Bob, Jay, with Zelda Williams. There, it's not good.
Yeah, it was a very good episode. It's called Quiet Black Death.
Black Mirror.
Quiet.
So I'm assuming it shows the viewpoints of players.
No.
Oh wow.
It's game development, but
Oh, okay.
it's like, I would say the life cycle of a game developer in a nutshell. It's like it shows the rise and fall of game developers.
Jason Schreier wrote it.
John Romero, Daikatana.
No.
Daikatana.
No, I mean, it has a lot of things tied to modern problems with games, and like what you see with like an original work, where it evolves, and where when like studios like what's it called, Blood, Sweat, and Pixels came to mind when I watched this episode. Other things, stories where you hear like the changing of direction of how games get made, and like where the studio wants it versus where the creators want it. There's a lot, and then like at the heart of it is the story of 2 creators, 2 people that made this game. It's a very good story. Like, I don't want to ruin it, but I think just to like trial, I literally, as soon as we finished, I was like, how do I cancel this shit? Like the Apple TV shit. So.
Apple.
Blizzard? But it's a funny riff on like WoW and Fortnite, and there are gamers that it's like 2 quality beta testers. One of them is Ashley Birch,
Oh, cool.
and another is this other girl that they're like really good friends. And you see their perspective of playing.
I wonder if her brother co-wrote it, because he's a writer for
Maybe
Borderlands.
it could. They showed the writing team, and the guy that plays Mac, Charlie Day, and I think one of their significant others is like the creators, writers.
That's cool.
They like, I thought it was and like a lot of the cutscenes they show are cutscenes from Ubisoft games, because Ubisoft I think sort of backed this.
Oh, okay.
But you see like stuff from the For Honor game.
Oh, yeah,
and then next thing you see a clip of, and you're like, that's Assassin's Creed, and they kind of use the resources. And then like, yeah, it's done in a satirical way, but it's a fun story. So anyway, that's that,
Nice.
and I think that's it. So let's get into topics.
Yeah, Animal Crossing.
Animal Crossing.
Now, so I think it was actually today in the morning, right?
Yeah. Very early in the morning.
They had Nintendo did a Nintendo Direct for more Animal Crossing information.
Yes.
And surprisingly, I didn't watch any of it because I've just been busy all day. But from my understanding is some of you have seen some, and some of you have seen all. And I want to ask you guys questions.
All right. Shoot away.
I just don't know what questions to ask.
What do you want to know? Are you interested in the game?
Is the
To
game
begin
a
with.
10 out of 10?
It's an 8.
It's 4
I was
buttholes.
That's better than 2.
Yeah. Like,
So-
you're gonna get the game?
I'm gonna get the game. Yes.
Are you gonna get the Switch?
Probably not with tattoos in mind. No.
I'm getting both. Yes.
Okay.
I mean, I haven't ordered it yet.
You're not
and
gonna
it's
get a
already
Tom
sold
Nook
out.
tattoo? I owe my
Okay.
life.
First of all,
I'll get bells.
Tom Nook is not a bad guy. I recently found out
No.
like a week
The
ago.
worst.
The money that you give him, he donates 98% of it to an orphanage.
So like Jeff Bezos.
So people always like put him out as a bad guy, and I just found out he's not
Bill
a bad
Gates,
dude.
dude.
I kept seeing stuff where like people are like, Tom Nook is like your landlord or whatever.
But he's
Yeah,
chill.
he's the taxes.
No, but like you know how people are just talking shit on like landlords
Yeah,
or whatever. Yeah, and I'm like, is he?
He
So-
like tells you to pay off your mortgage, but take your time. It could be a 1 month or 1,000 years. You don't. There's no fucking limit.
It's a
That's
slander
fucking
campaign.
Chill. That's fucking chill, dude. It's like holy shit.
But pay though.
I wonder if it's like Isabel is
It's
like
super. It's super easy to pay off. You pay that shit off in like a week, dude. Fuck. Shit.
and this is in the past games.
Yeah, past games.
Hey, but take 10 years.
So
All right. So did it show any new mechanics in the game?
what is your experience with Animal Crossing,
I
Jang?
played Wild World a lot. Didn't play the GameCube version. Wild World and New Leaf. Those are the two.
New Leaf is my.
So DS and 3DS versions.
Okay, 3DS is the only one I've put.
Um,
Same with you.
I've played. There were older games that came out that I played, but I never really got into it until New Leaf.
Okay. So as I understand it, Night and Day, that's been a thing. But
Night cycle,
seasons,
day cycle.
seasons, that seems new, right?
It's-
There's
that's
always
also
a
been-
it's always been a thing.
Okay. What about?
What's different is seasons in hemispheres. That's different.
okay.
That kind of threw me off. So
Wait, so you can walk around the world in like a different section?
So
would be,
summer is winter and winter is summer, and
like
depending
other
on your
half of it?
season, yeah, depending
You
on
can
the
be
season.
like, where do you want this? Because
So-
this is an island. You can be like, where do you want your island to be? Northern?
I posted a video of a guy being chased by a tarantula.
Okay.
It's winter.
Uh-huh.
That they only come out in summer. So he's probably playing in the southern hemisphere of summer. That's why it'd be easier to find scorpions and tarantulas in snow. But I'm gonna do it with northern. I'm not gonna do the southern shit.
I think some of the new things are you can terraform. So once you
Yes.
get to a certain point, as in the game of like you've been in this island for so long, you've been a contributing member of the society, you can start paving roads. You can start adding land. You can start taking away land. You can build a ramp.
Okay.
You can add bridges. You can take away. And I knew that you could do all the bridges and homes and all that stuff, but like the land changing is very much like a Minecraft Dragon Quest builder kind of vibe to me, which is like, that's interesting. I think you start off also in a tent, but then you move. You can choose to go into a home.
What's different is you can put your home in any location, it looks like, and your neighbors' homes. It used to be preset. It used to be preset.
So I can move them around.
I think it starts in a location, but then yeah, you can choose to move. You're right.
Is there integration with anything? Like, do they have an app? Because I know like there's the phone game. Does that integrate with it?
Yes. So when they said there's gonna be integration, you know how there's
Start playing the
the
game now. Is what you're telling me?
huh?
Start playing the online game now. Does it say Well,
So it said that there's the Nintendo Switch app, which like is very bare bones
that's
already.
the Switch app that like you can like communicate with, right?
Yeah.
Or whatever.
They've
Which app?
they've only used in like Splatoon and maybe like one or two other things. Mario Kart, I don't know. They're saying you can use that app to view purchase things you want to purchase in the market or scan QR codes, and it allows you to interface the the 3DS and the mobile game, because there are designs you could have made in the 3DS or the mobile game,
Oh.
and those can then transfer. Like shirt designs.
I made designs though.
He made designs.
So that's the only thing that transfers from the mobile app?
There might be a few little things, but it's like it's more the artistic, not so much the rare items.
If there's rare items, I'm gonna be mad at you.
I hope there's
You're
rare
right.
items.
To transfer?
No, not to transfer. Like to get.
Yeah.
Because
I think that-
so the DS version had these really fucking rare items. Guy named Gulliver, he'd fly in a UFO. You have to shoot him down, and he'll give you the option to buy something for really expensive.
Is he the seagull that you find dead
seagull.
in the ocean?
So that in the 3DS version, he doesn't do that anymore. Their items are not rare. I wish they bring back that hard.
I hope so. I
Because
feel like
I've
that's-
never seen. I've never seen them.
I think rarity.
After
I
all
think
those-
item collection is a really cool thing in these types of games, and you have to make things that are extremely rare, like to make it more difficult
Yes.
to complete a collection like this, and that
Yes.
makes it more fun. Well, in a sense,
I've never
you know?
seen them flying in a UFO. Of all my hours,
What if they
playing.
made it too rare?
Yeah,
I
that's what
don't
was gonna
think
say.
so.
It's
I just-
possible
okay.
to be too rare.
I
You've
don't
never
know.
seen them.
Okay, no, I understand.
You've never seen them. Therefore, you've never completed an item collection.
And I think that's why they did the whole save thing, because I could get those items in someone else's island, and they have them out there.
Save scum.
Yeah.
So the save thing, they don't. There's a lot of Switch games that are cloud save backed up on Nintendo Switch Online. This is not one of those games, and people have
Makes
been like,
sense.
"Oh shit!"
Because he, uploads his cloud save and then right back into it for
Bloodborne.
Dark Souls or
for Bloodborne. But so what's funny is they've been very hard about it, and a lot of people are speculating because of that kind of thing. Of there could be rare, like crazy items,
Duplicate shit.
duplicating, glitching, and then they during this stream they were saying that they won't be doing it through the regular service, but if you do have a defective or a damaged Switch and you lose your save, they will have a system in place to recover your save file. The thing was, after the stream, Water64 and the other guy,
Nibelian?
Nibel, they found the fine print, and it said it is limited to just a one-time thing per used person. So you will only have one time where they will recover your save. After that, you SOL.
What sucks is the game, I believe, comes out before the limited edition
Switch?
Switch.
No.
right?
No, the
Oh,
Switch
The
comes
Switch
out
comes out
Okay.
like a few weeks
That's a
before.
smart move,
Which
then.
still sucks, I think.
I know, but like
Come
if
at
it
the
came
same
out,
time.
if it came out after and you had both copies, like if you played the game first and then you wanted to transfer it over,
Oh,
that's
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
one time
Yeah.
for you.
Yep.
No.
That
The
is
transfer doesn't count. It's
Oh, never mind.
it's like you lose the save.
Forget
Yeah.
about me.
Because this is more transferring you're just transferring account. That's not different things. They make it confusing, so I'm not faulting you. But that was one thing.
It looks like they got rid of palm trees. Like, I didn't see any
I
coconuts.
saw some weird trees though.
The reason why is because beetles only show up in coconut trees. I saw a beetle on a normal tree, and I was like, oh, I think they got rid of coconuts in the game.
Maybe they just
Or
added
maybe it's
more and
rare.
They didn't want to just showcase just palm trees
Everything.
again.
Could be a summer thing. I did see like so the thing is you get currency, but you can also put money towards miles.
Okay.
And miles can let you go visit other people's bases that allow for you that like you can make your place open to people. There's a certain number of actions you can do, like a action wheel. When you go to a regular or any person on the internet island, you're limited. Like half your wheel is not enabled. Like cutting down trees is not enabled. Digging is not enabled.
Good.
If you make someone your best friend in game, they can do that. So
People used to sabotage other people's islands.
yeah, I think that this is a
Fuck,
way
man.
to safeguard against that. But if you trust someone, then you could be like, "You're my best
I
friend."
trust no one. Fuck that.
That's something that they were like, "Okay, run standard, nothing, best friend, you do get it."
I wonder if you can destroy flowers, because I know. So in the other games, if you run past flowers, after a certain amount of times the flowers get destroyed. They need to implement.
That'd be
Please
interesting.
protect the flowers, dude. Fuck, man.
Safety, flower safety. Another thing that's interesting, just comparing that whole save data thing, a game like Pokemon, which has so much built around it, there's so many problems with its
could
like
happen.
glitching and hacking and this and that. I feel like they should be the ones taking measures as drastically as Animal Crossing. Animal Crossing, it's like, I understand that there's rare items, but like
It's casual.
comparing the two,
Yeah, it's true.
there's an actual competition behind this one, and like I wonder if like Nintendo lets them operate, like they kind of are very hands off or not. Who knows? I don't know how.
I think it's just Nintendo being Nintendo. They don't know what to like work on.
well, I don't know.
specifically.
What I'm saying is those developers might be separate from Nintendo, like, and they let the developer side of it let the
Yeah.
make decision. Whereas Pokemon is like Pokemon Company, Game Freak, Nintendo. They kind of all work together, but make decisions. Anyway. So yeah, you can use miles to go places, but then you can use some miles to go to like they'll take you to a random, like I think a randomly generated island, and it's like a bunch of just random, weird, different shit that you can like go to town on.
That's in the previous game, kind of.
Yeah,
sort of.
Okay, that's where I saw. That's where I saw the weird trees. I was like, these look
the
different.
vacation like island or whatever in New Leaf.
This one looked like. I mean, obviously the island's bigger here versus those other ones, so I think there's a lot more you can do with that. So maybe that's something. Another cool thing.
Next month, right?
Yeah, I don't know if this has been in past ones. I wanted to check with you. It seems like when you start in this game, it's going to be a very bare bones island, and like as you get bigger, you will build your place, but in addition to that, people will move in, and like the stores will get built. They're not the stores.
That's new.
The stores were already there in previous ones, right? So like people will like as your city gets bigger, you will have more and more stores, museums, and then the people to go to them. So it's like it kind of makes me think of like a Sim City or a Sims game where it's like you're building and building not just a home but like the whole community.
Well, I know Tom Nook's store gets upgraded as you spend more money.
Okay.
That's a little bit kind of like what you're talking about.
Okay.
But, dude, I have to admit, the museums look fucking nice. I saw the aquarium, I was like, that's fucking cool.
Yeah.
Donate. Tip. When you get rare shit, donate first, and then you can keep the rest.
Except your silicons. Never donate silicons.
Hey, just throw them in
He's
the
doing
ocean.
pro tip videos.
Shit, dude.
He's back.
Hey, scorpions and tarantulas, we back, boys.
Did it show both scorpions?
I didn't see
tarantulas?
scorpion. I saw tarantula.
Tarantula?
Yeah.
Okay. Did it like? Did they ever attack you?
Yes.
Okay.
But I
Wow.
had a tips and trick video that no one fucking believes because I can't capture one of those without like filming it. Like I didn't have like a
Capture
setup.
card?
Yeah. So I had to explain it using a money bag, and people are like, "Man, that doesn't work." Redemption, motherfuckers! I'm back, dude. I'm gonna show you guys my fucking tips and tricks that's gonna fucking work. That's one of my most disliked. Yeah, I explained it to him, but okay, all right. I mean, I saw a row of them. Obviously, I'm doing something right.
I think
the Kanye West of Animal Crossing is coming back, dude. Shit.
Chick-fil-A?
So it shows the size in the video. Like it seems like a very huge village.
It looks big enough
island
where
land.
there's a lot that you could like go off into a corner and do some stuff.
Yeah.
And what's funny is like sometimes people will be like you'll go to the coast, the beaches, and you'll see someone there, and you'll be like, hey, and then they'll be like, oh, I'm new to the town, and then they come in and then they set up.
Can I join your town? Fuck no.
No, well, if you don't want them to join, don't talk to them. Just ignore them. They'll leave. They'll leave. Yeah. Feels
Excuse
bad.
me. Yeah. And then the other thing is, per Switch, you can have up to 8 people. They will all be sharing the same island. So it's not like if you share like with your family, you won't have your own island. They won't have their own island. You'll all be sharing one island.
Still on my shit.
I don't know why people complain about that because previous games you're limited to 4. It's the same
4
situation.
islands?
Yeah, 4. No, 4 on the same
People
island.
on the same
But it'd
island.
still be the same island.
Yeah.
So if it hasn't been different, I don't get why it's an issue.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe they like people were hoping like it would be people's own island now or whatever. They don't want it to be.
People gotta learn to share.
I don't know. So like if I log into a different profile,
Same island.
I can't make a new island at
No.
all. See, that's
Is it?
that's,
Are you gonna do that?
I don't touch my
Wild
shit.
Vargas
No.
and normal Vargas. Yeah, see?
Ain't no-
Daytime Vargas is like, I'm gonna be productive. Nighttime Vargas, I wanna fuck shit up.
What happened to my
I know.
island?
I wake up in the morning. What the fuck happened to mine?
You ever seen the Ashley Birch show?
Yeah.
The Animal Crossing one? The city needs a new villain. Hey. What the fuck happened to my island? The dad,
Wait, is
the
that
dad in
the-
the back?
Oh, that's her. Holy fuck.
Hey, Ash, what you playing? That's
Those
the
are
name of it.
old ass fucking videos, bro.
Throwback. So yeah, 8 people, 1 island. Oh, so you can play co-op, 4 players.
Okay.
So let's say 3. Let's say the 3 of us are playing.
Mario Kart.
Yeah. 150cc. You guys. Let's say you guys come to my island. We can all play at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if this is like online. Like I don't know if it's you guys are at
I can
home.
see you.
But I do think at least it's like local, so that I didn't get that clear on that part. So let's say locally, we're all hanging out. You guys are with me. we'd all be walking around, and one of us is designated the leader, so the camera will stick with me, and you guys have to kind of stay with me, but we can do group stuff, and then we can switch the leader role, and you can
follow me.
Yeah, I don't know they didn't show any specific activities that you would partake.
Yeah.
In those that are unique from like going around and just
scouting. Like house upgrading, like you can make it a bigger house.
Oh yeah.
It
showed a tent, and it's like, oh, optional expansion, make it a home. Optional expansion, make it a larger home with rooms and like the everything.
Did
Yeah.
it show the max thing or didn't like? Does it tell you? Like,
it showed it pretty big. I don't know what the max would be, but they also showed a room where it's like you can gather your friends and like all the townspeople and like do cool photo ops, and like it's in a specific building.
The max is probably second floor, back room, left room, right room, basement. It's always been like that. Second floor, left, up, right, down.
Patio.
And you can make it into a Japanese house.
I remember that. You can always.
I just remember I saved Reggie's house, and I'm like, never letting this shit go, dude. Like it's cool. It's fucking cool. So they street pass. You can see other people's houses, and you could save them, and that was so fucking cool. Just watching other people's houses, like, oh, that's cool. And people saw my like scorpions. Welcome to my tarantula scorpion collection. Like, people like,
Oh, we got the Scorpion King over here.
What the fuck? Hacker man.
Look, I can catch them. Here's proof. Here's a house full of tarantulas.
They said there's free updates.
Okay.
So they didn't put a limit on how long that will be.
Does Pokemon Home connect to?
Yeah.
So they're probably gonna have like back in the day they used to have rare like items like 7-Eleven, Japanese 7-Eleven shit. You could only download it at that moment. If it's gone, it's gone.
When are we going to Japan?
They had Monster Hunter stuff. So Monster Hunter armors, weapons, treasure
that's
chests.
all I care for.
Yeah.
That's
like,
all I need.
There's like time limited. They're gonna have that time
I
limited.
just hope it's not region limited.
Oh,
And I know it probably will be.
It'd be cool if
It's
they
always
do
been
like
like
what
that,
Capcom
so.
does, where like once someone grabs it, they can like host a game where you can go and grab it. At least. that
Oh,
would be really
Nintendo items. Fuck, dude. This game is so fucking. Oh my god, I'm getting hyped.
cool. I feel like they'll have to do cool events, man.
No, they will. So the things that they at least showcased, it was seasonal. So for instance, they're like, this game is launching in March 20, and with it, the season will be spring. So they showed a bunny picture. They're like, there will probably be something Easter related with
Find the
the like the launch of the game. So
Okay.
seasonal stuff for sure. Definitely, I would hope for other stuff like what you're saying.
I'm excited. Okay.
Maybe the next Star Wars will be playing within Animal Crossing.
Yeah, Fortnite crossover.
I
Isabel skin.
as of right
She
now,
does the floss.
as of right now, I believe the Animal Crossing. Switch,
That's what the kitty's for.
Confirmed.
Now, as of right now, I believe the Animal Crossing Switch is out of stock.
It is?
But if I can find it, I'll do
That shit.
a Switch.
Those kind of shit always get sold out.
Well, right now,
Just get the pink Switch Lite.
they're saying there might be a possible shortage on these because of the coronavirus.
Oh, shit.
Switches in general.
Manufacturing.
Yeah, manufacturing.
Yeah, my
so-
friend was telling me there's two major manufacturing facilities. One is in China, one is not in China, and that has been causing part of the
Yeah,
shortage.
Tesla got held back on They had a specific area that they're going to manufacture in China for the
There's
Chinese customers to get quicker shipping, and they got held back because of what's
iPhones
happening.
could be delayed.
Yeah.
New gen consoles.
Dude, my
possible
company,
delay.
My company, we have like there's specific things where we order from people that are getting it from China. Dude, we haven't had those in months, dude.
Yeah, this
And
is. I mean, it's
only
big
worse.
impact all across the board. Like flights.
Face masks, dude.
I
Flights.
mean, it's crazy because our company, we work with Chinese companies. Chinese New Year's got extended a week because of coronavirus.
Really? Wow.
They're like, no one could go out, so they're like, oh, we'll just extend Chinese New Year's for one more week.
And you guys do a lot of dealings with that, right?
Yeah, it's 100%.
Shit,
Damn.
dude.
Crazy times.
Crazy.
But Tom Nook's air service is available. So
Perfect.
that's fun.
Remember, pay off your mortgage.
Is there any other questions you have?
I'm trying to think. What else did I do in that game? There was a collection. You guys mentioned there's a museum.
When you make
It
the
looks
home,
nice,
you
dude.
expand the storage. When you have a home versus a tent.
That's right. Talk about seasons.
There was I don't know if they talked about it. There was a stock market in the old one where you buy and sell turnips.
Oh, yeah.
So each day you buy them for cheap, You grow them, and then they're like,
So,
the turnips are this much
There's
now.
certain days when
The way I was understanding it is when you start the game, there's a basic store where it's just run by his kids, and that's where you can exchange your items for currency and some basic necessities and some fun stuff. As you build your place in the island, there will be stores, and I think that's where that could be seen, because they showed a lot of stores at that point in the trailer where they reminded me of old stuff where it's like, oh, today's market is this or that.
The one thing I kind of dislike about the game is tools are like, as they go up in color, they're better. So gold is the best, gold everything. But in order to get gold fishing rod, gold net, you got to catch all the bugs. I wish it was more like a experience thing. So
Okay.
the more you catch, then how rare it is, your tool becomes a certain color.
So I didn't get a good look at it, but they had these things where it was like mileage of reward programs. That's what there's some term like that, and it was like showing screenshots of like fish prize, and it showed like get 300 fishes, and like I don't know if it was a quantity of fish or if it was a types of fish, but
Easy.
it was like you fill it and you complete.
Anything easy.
Well, I'm just saying is that depending on, I think that could tie back to what you're saying of there could be unique or just total quantity rewards you with like a higher level item or something.
There should be
But they alluded to it.
something like WoW, like banners, like, oh, I've caught 300 scorpions, and there's like a banner.
Or titles
Yeah,
in
dude.
Destiny.
Dude, come on,
How to rare
Nintendo,
fish in someone
please.
else's land.
Yeah,
I think they'll
catch a scorpion in someone else's island.
I know you'll probably have an answer for me, but did they show any specific villagers, or do you have any villagers in mind that you'd want?
Oh, for sure, easy.
Who?
There's two, Mint and Deirdre.
I'm taking those two too. All right. And
Mint is like considered probably the most coveted neighbor.
Top
That's
tier.
why they made the controllers Mint
supposedly.
on the Switch.
Supposedly.
No, it's
Fake
unanimously Mint.
Fake,
Is
fake rumors.
so in Animal Crossing, if you become really cool with the neighbor, they give you their portrait.
Okay.
That's my number one goal in get Mint's portrait. Get Mint as a neighbor and get her portrait.
Do you
Every
know
single
for
time.
sure that Mint's in this game?
I'm pretty sure it's fan favorite.
But supposedly for the controllers. Fake rumors, man. And then you said Deidre or?
Deirdre, it's a deer as well. Well,
Deer,
Mint,
bruh.
Mint is a squirrel and Deirdre is a deer.
Dear bruh.
The only
But-
character I didn't see was the mole.
Oh,
Oh,
Rossetti.
I think he's there. Though.
He's probably there.
I'm surprised they haven't shown him yet.
But old school Animal Crossing DS version, there were really rare neighbors, like monkey. They're monkey types.
Yeah.
I've never seen them, and I don't know
And the
their
only way to
names.
do it, you can kick neighbors out, right?
Yeah, you could just piss them off. Just hit them with the net every day or
Oh
axe.
my god.
They eventually leave. They get
I feel like I'm a horrible person.
they get steamed.
He's like, I'm sorry, man, but I really need you
I
to
don't
leave.
want to
Get the
talk
fuck out.
to you.
HOA's high, bro. Get out here.
But the best way is just to not invite anyone ever.
Just
Until
hit
you
them
find
with the
who you
net, just over and over until they get pissed off. Just keep on pissing them off.
Or I could just like invite so let's say there's 9 villagers you can have. I invite 8 and wait for Mint for the rest of my life.
And you accidentally piss off a monkey neighbor. That's rare.
DK?
Is there anyone specifically?
New people?
Just someone I've never seen. I want you.
There is new people.
Yeah, there was some that was like, you look kind of fun.
I've never seen.
But are they rare though?
There's some that look creepy.
If I don't know that they're rare, they're all
Dude,
rare.
You should also
There's
not
a
play King.
there's a sheep with clown makeup. I'm like, nope.
No.
I was like, nope.
Is-
Get out of my
They
town.
showed it.
No. I mean, in the previous games.
Oh.
I was like, get out of my town.
Are you guys interested? I know you got the Switch and you're getting the game. Have you seen like the pre-order things from different stores? Like if you get it from Walmart, you get a tote. If you get it from Target, you get like a drink. Like, have any of those enticed you?
I want the notebook for
The
Target.
Target
I actually
one?
want the Korean one with all the watches and all that special good shit.
No, nothing.
That's
entices
special.
me.
Good shit. Okay.
Does GameStop have anything?
I don't know.
Wait, this
they're
is the
fucking
game
bankrupt,
itself?
bro.
This is for the
Do they have money?
this is for the game itself, or this for the
The game.
the game itself?
Yeah, it's like different stores are doing their exclusive stuff. So, I don't know. That's
I'm probably gonna buy it online anyways.
digital.
Yeah, digital.
I ran out of space.
Yeah, I'm running out of space.
I literally went to do an update for a game. It's like, you don't have room. I was like, what? Fuck.
I don't
I
have
started
space.
going through. I'm like, okay, archive these things. This is only 50 megabytes. Why am I these indie games? Come on, give me.
You need to get that 1 tera.
Yeah.
I'm still good for now.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Next topic.
Let's move on.
End of the day, you just gotta remember, Animal Crossing is just a game.
Okay.
Because that's what Ninja's advice is.
The fuck you say to me, little shit?
My topic is there's a recent tweet by our friendly Pooty Shoe Ninja.
4 poos. Or 4 buttholes.
Pooty Tang.
Ninja.
Yeah.
Oh, hi.
Do you want some more?
So Ninja.
There's also a video clip, too.
Oh, of him saying it?
Yep.
Well, he explains it more, right? I didn't watch the video clip, but I saw like someone was like, "Well,
Here it
there's
is. Okay, so the quote is
verbatim."
the phrase "It's just a game" is such a weak mindset. You are okay with what happened, losing, imperfection of a craft. When you stop getting angry after losing, you've lost twice. There's always something to learn and always room for improvement. Never settle. And I kind of want... Oh, facts, though. He's just getting into it. Anyway, I wanted to go into that thought process and see what you guys thought about it.
Okay.
What do you guys think? Like, when you hear that, read that, like, where do you go?
I think on a base level, I have to disagree with him, but there are certain merits with context or with clarification
Sure.
that I would agree with. I would say on a professional level, you obviously don't want to be okay with losing, but you're not over here trying to like rage and like, show anger and like break a keyboard during a professional match or something like that.
Yeah, and I think, from my understanding, he's talking about a competitive setting, not like you're just at home on a shitter.
A lot of the comments, like, because I was reading the thing, and a lot of comments are just talking about, like, in general, like, oh yeah, I'm told every day after a game, I go and punch a wall. I've got like my collection of holes in my wall, like, and I think in their sense, it's a context of just a casual
general,
game,
yeah.
general game. But I think, in a professional setting, I obviously I would say you don't want to be okay with losing, but you do want to take a loss as a learning experience and learn what you could do better. But I don't think anger has to be involved. I think it's always like, dude, I talk to so many friends, dude, and they're like, I can't play this game anymore. I literally just broke my controller because of it. Like, fuck this game. And I'll be like, oh shit. I have one friend in mind. His name's something hard.
I remember he told me he was playing something on a PS Vita and he grabbed it. He's like, oh.
Dude, he made a hole. When he was very young, he made a hole in the wall by throwing his controller, and he blamed it on just vacuuming and was like, that's the
got him.
reason.
Jang, what do you think?
First of all, for the record, Your Honor, I've never broken a controller. Never thrown a controller.
But you've made holes.
I've never made holes.
Made some holes?
I mean, I've yelled. I think the last time I really got pissed off was Ninja Gaiden 2. I screamed into my pillow. Like, ah! I think that's the last time I really, really got pissed off. But, damn, this is... I'm talking about in a competitive...
Yeah.
Ninja playing in a Fortnite tournament.
Sure, anyone in I think, or if you guys all both agree, I think we're talking about competitive mindset.
But I'm still going to clarify, just to clarify.
Okay.
I think... I think in a competitive setting, that mentality is not good. You got to be like more like
Level-headed.
not level-headed, but you got to be like, damn, we didn't win. Let's see what we did wrong. Let's improve and make that adjustment. I don't like. Yeah. That's my take.
Does he? Sorry, like you literally read it, but
Do you want me to read? I can read it again.
Does it say anger in any of that, or being
The
mad?
phrase "It's just a game" is such a weak mindset. You're okay with what happened, losing, imperfection. When you stop getting angry after losing,
Okay.
you've lost twice.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree.
You shouldn't get angry.
I don't think anger is required
Well,
in that thing. I think his message could be taken as, don't dismiss a loss.
Yeah.
Don't just ignore it. If you care about something, learn from it, take from it, and be like, okay, why did I lose? How did I lose? Why? How can I make sure I don't lose again?
Yeah.
But I do think at the end of the day, to say it's just a game, you could the amount of anger or the amount of energy you put into it, depending on your level of commitment or passion towards something, it could be like you're starting to put this in place of your health, your family, your friends, or whatever else is also important to you, and to remind yourself that it is a part of your life.
Yeah.
Whether, like, if you were to say this to an athlete in a different sport, a basketball player, I've seen that being brought up a few times with this. To say it's just a game, it's like, end of the day, this is this element of my life. I need to not let this like impact me in a negative way in other aspects. And I think that anger can get out of hand. Although I want to also see, like, do you guys feel like the perception to his, like, had another athlete of another sport said this, do you think the reception would have been different?
Yes.
I think it would have, but
And why?
so there
Because games aren't looked upon as
a sport
yeah,
or a professional.
pretty much.
So
It's not looked. Yeah, it's looked down upon.
It's not seen as a sport. Like, it's not. When you
People
think of
kinda
a sport,
scoff at
you
it,
think
like-
of being
like-
a physical, athletic person, and so that's why video games are not at that level where people see it as like a
Basketball
You have
player.
to keep your
Football
full
player.
body at peak. You know, like there is training involved with games where you have to keep hand-eye coordination, like your hand movements and stuff like that. But generally, like, kind of like the rest of the body for most players, I would say.
So it's just because it's not as physical.
Yeah, I think that's why
I think
it's not seen as a professional
yeah,
sport.
I would agree. But I think that's funny because, like, if you were to look at it, someone playing chess, I would think that is anywhere just as competitive.
Mental,
Yeah.
completely different. Like,
But no, what I'm saying, yeah, it isn't physical, but I think it isn't seen in that same way video games are
Yeah.
seen, which is funny, I think, because it is a game, and it is
just a game.
a strategy, and like you see people playing these games, and they're. But I think when you see these games, you also, like, for every time you see someone doing an impressive feat, you see 10 people rage quit keyboard smash videos, and it's like,
Yeah.
that's the general image.
there is a video where I think Ninja explains more and says, like, if it was in a sport, if someone said, like, and I think he brings up, because I saw a comment in the bottom, but I think he brings up, like, if LeBron said it's just a game, and then people were like, he has said at games it's just a game. Like, he's not trying to rage, or he's trying to calm people down by saying, like, don't get mad over this loss. It's just a game. But, like, I think that's why, because when you get angry, you lose, like,
Emotions.
when you get emotions involved, you're losing, like,
I think
certain like points of view that you would normally see if you're a little more calm, kind of thing. So that's why I always think, like, being level-headed. But I think anger is always involved. There's always a bit of, like,
I think there's emotion is always
like,
involved.
oh, yeah, exactly.
I think whatever way you channel, I don't think anger, like, the necessity of anger isn't required. Whatever emotion you find motivating, like, whether it be something else or anger or fear. Sometimes fear is a motivator for some people. Sometimes happiness, whatever. It can't be one thing for everyone. I think for him, it's probably anger, but I don't know. Like, that's the part where I'm more hung up about. Is, like, you don't need to get angry. Like, some people get tilted when they get angry, and they get worse.
His verbiage wasn't very good, but I think his mind is at the right spot for a professional player. Like, you can't just you have to keep learning and evolving.
But, like, take his influence, for instance. He's not like a PewDiePie, but he's a big influence on a lot of kids. And if kids are listening to that or seeing that, and they're like, I got it. Like, I'm wondering what impact that's gonna have. Like, that kind of message. Like, we grew up with athletes and telling, like, Wheaties boxes, and, like, they had messages. They're like, follow your dreams, work hard. Like, I mean, Kobe said messages. MJ, Michael Jordan is what I mean. MJ.
I thought you were talking about Michael Jackson.
I was like, whoopsie. I meant Jordan, like a lot of football players. You see commercials, and there's, like, a message, and it may not be the most, it's probably superficial, but like there is some heart to a lot of these messages of like just do it and this and that. And what's interesting is going even a step further back away from Ninja, but just like streaming, there's so many people that people look up to now that they're not tied to as many organizations to like tailor the message. They could just speak from the stomach, and like they may have some radical ways of it, and it's like it just goes out.
Yeah.
There's no filter, for better or for worse. And I think that's a thing
Dangerous.
it's
I think he'll
dangerous
influence
thing.
people, but like I think in the grand scheme of things, I mean, dude,
No, what I'm saying is like him and many others,
Yeah.
like YouTube, like we've talked about YouTubers like Logan Paul and his brother or whatever, and like kids being able to look at those videos.
those guys are on an insane other level, dude. Like,
But I'm just saying, like all of
There's a
these
lot of those
people
guys.
that literally have their camera and like an audience. There's no more network censorship. Like there is some censorship, but it's like there's fewer barriers to a wider audience, and to share a message, whatever it may be, like it can be dangerous. Like I'm saying, there's a commentary to that.
yeah,
also.
but like,
I was just going back kind of far. Sorry.
I'm just trying to think, like, because with me growing up, I was always told like, don't play games. Like, you're not gonna go anywhere with games, and yet I still haven't gone anywhere with games. But like, it's getting to
Should have listened.
Should have
Wild
listened.
Vargas. I don't give Wild Vargas. I don't give a fuck.
No, but obviously we see that games are getting at a level. The games themselves, obviously not me and my actions against it, but like, they're evolving to a point where it's becoming a professional thing. Like it's recognized.
It's
We
going
got
to be at the
sponsorships,
Olympics.
We've got, apparently it's going to be at the Olympics.
No, Street Fighter's going to be at the Olympics.
Sure, Olympics. You know, it's just.
No, like the Tokyo Olympics.
Yeah,
Hashtag
and it's funny
netcode.
because I think Japan is one of the more accepting.
They're just hosting it.
So they don't have like any say in what they're like.
It's a committee.
Okay, never
I
mind.
mean, they might have more say, but it's
Yeah.
still a committee thing.
Okay. But yeah, like obviously it's getting in
Yeah.
a bigger state. But like, I still grew up like I don't know where I'm going with this. I have no idea where I'm going with this. I had something in mind, and you just kept like,
I'm sorry.
no, it's not your fault. But like,
Video games.
it's not gonna come back because I have zero clue. Like I knew it was about games, but the ending result is gone for me. It's just out of my
So-
brain.
I went back. Let's go back to the focus. Ninja, anger, motivator.
You're wrong.
He's wrong.
I don't know. I professional level, they should always be learning. Anger shouldn't be involved. That's my just.
Okay.
I think you can be angry, but it's like what level of anger? Like you could be kind of like upset, disappointed, and a little bit of anger is okay. To motivate you.
Emotions are okay, but yeah, don't let it like.
Yeah. If
Obviously.
if you just let your emotions just not controlled, that's not good.
Yeah,
Like
because you've seen like, being Mexican, my household watches obviously soccer, and you'll see like moments where players. They'll do something that like in that heat of the moment they get angry and they'll push like the referee, and the referee's like, all right, fucking red flag, you're out of here,
because their
And-
lives are on the line, dude. People
Yeah.
get killed.
So like like anger obviously is involved in every sport, or
Emotions,
emotions in general are involved in every sport. But I think at a professional level, it's something you always have to keep in check. But I don't know, taking the anger part out of his message. I think at a professional level, it's never okay to settle at a loss and always just learn from that. I think is what I would say. I would change the wording for that and say that.
Cool. You hear that, Ninja?
What'd you say to me?
What'd you say to me, Lou?
You kiss your mother with your mouth? With that mouth?
Jang, your topic.
My topic. So, we've been podcasting for 3 years, streaming for 3 years. I came up with this topic because it wasn't a viewer. It was more like an Instagram friend who is making content, and he asked for advice. And it got me thinking, holy fuck. Like, if I were to tell, knowing what I know now after 3 years of experience, what would I tell 3 pieces of advice to younger me 3 years before I started streaming or before we started podcasting?
This is tough because the advice I have, I still haven't implemented. This.
Podcasting?
No, well, not with just podcasting, but like,
I mean, you've learned a lot from podcasting, right?
yeah,
So-
not really. No, I haven't. I haven't.
Sound quality key.
Like,
Guests. Always remember your guests.
one thing, and again, I have implemented is just start. Like, I haven't. I could say that with the
But
gym.
we did 3
going to
years of. We started already.
Yeah, we're okay. You're associating
Like
with
you're
podcasts.
talking to you 3 years ago
For this.
about like
Yeah.
okay,
We're gonna
you just
start
started the weekly
recording
DLC.
tonight. Yeah, we're gonna record tonight.
Any tips?
3 things you learned. 3 tips. Just a tip.
notes.
It's
No,
valid.
that's
It's
right.
valid. I literally I don't delete them. I literally just keep like new note, and then I'm like I'll
I've
put something.
freestyled a couple topics and it's not good.
At some point, you're supposed to be like, "Hey, I'm full of memory."
My
and you're
ninja.
like, "What is it?" Like fucking 50 gigs of notes, dude. I've deleted a lot of mine. So you've kept like your topic ideas and notes you've written about.
I
things?
kept a lot of stuff
Yeah.
about stuff we're talking about.
Whenever I've made lists, I'll make lists and then I'll just delete them after we're done. But notes, definitely notes. Like it just makes me more coherent. You can tell when I don't have notes. Yeah.
I mean, I'm the same way. I feel like when we did like some of the other topics, you guys had your notes. I was like,
But
yeah, this,
yeah.
and yeah, it's not as thought through.
Yeah,
and,
exactly.
Be more open to like trying. Like, I think I was more of the mindset like I had to do certain topics, like just in like what we should be talking about, and then I was like, you know what?
We
I
started running out of topics.
Well, there was that, but like just for myself, I was just like, I feel way too restricted. So I was like, whatever comes to mind.
Whatever floats
I
your boat.
feel like there's a conversation that could come from it, and I'm just like, instead of fighting it, just embraced it.
Yeah.
Like, embrace like be curious and embrace that kind of conversation. Like if I don't know anything about it, spin that into like a way to like, okay, I'll ask questions about it, like if it's a topic, versus being like, oh, I don't know anything about this, I don't want that as a topic or something. Like I think that's something important.
Mine is always reuse your topics from previous. No, I was kidding. I made that up. Mine's towards streaming.
VR. Stream.
Streaming. Don't. Actually, you know what? Let me flip because my number. I'm gonna say my number 2 as number 1. Set goals. Like my goals 3 years ago, me streaming is totally different from my goals now. Like 3 years ago, I just wanted to stream. Now I want to more like concentrate on growth. So set goals and try to like stick to those goals and develop a plan to see if you can get to those goals. But plan ahead and set goals.
You on your mobile?
Mine is shoot. I had a joke and it was gone. Damn it. I don't know. This one, I feel like this advice for myself is a little more difficult, but like, because it happened. But like, find like-minded people, like people that like, because we all had a video game in common, which was Monster Hunter, which is how we started. But like, so I don't know how to like kind of phrase that into some advice for myself at a younger age.
I disagree. I think you don't want like-minded people for the podcast. Different opinions and stuff.
I
Get
think-
those heated
Hey,
arguments
but we don't bring up
about.
politics though. But we don't.
About-
We're not ready for that topic though.
I want Wild Vargas to come back.
Teabags?
Oh yeah.
Get the teabags out.
Yeah, I think different opinions are good.
Tetris is a fighting game. Just
Yeah, exactly.
don't at me.
I'll see you at Evo next year.
I think even though we're like-minded, we still have different viewpoints. You know,
We do.
It's,
I think it's something that I've learned, and I think has been a learning thing that I would say is challenge, like have those interesting, like don't be afraid to have an interesting conversation where you disagree with each other, but keep it from getting don't get angry. Like there's sometimes where the excitement gets the better of you, and it's not so much anger, but it's excitement, and like it takes away from the conversation. And there's a way to have a conversation. I feel like it's gone like I'm talking more like a commentary on like outside of podcasting, but I see more and more if you and someone else are differing opinions, it's like we can't talk because we're just gonna start fighting. Like that's the assumption people make, and I'm like, I don't like that. Shouldn't be like people are afraid to like push themselves to be like, okay, you and I may not see eye to eye on that conversation or that ideology or whatever it is, however small or large it is. And I think a lot of what we do is not like life like altering. It's like we're not talking about like I believe in gun laws or whatever. We're talking about like games and culture and like philosophy of certain things. Huh? Hobbies, yeah. Recreational stuff. And
Drugs?
if meow DLC. And to disagree is like you hear people like when they talk about nerdy stuff, they're like, no Xbox, no, like they rages, like forum posts, like there's a stereotype with that. And it should be okay to have a conversation about these things and have it be civil. Right. And I think that's an important part of having like what you're saying is differing opinions, is to be able to converse in a way that's like constructive. And like, okay, I may not agree with you, but you've illustrated your points. I've illustrated my points. We've shared. Hopefully, viewers found it A, entertaining, B, educational, or C, exciting. Mm-hmm. So that would be my final piece. Is like keep that in mind.
Number 2, it's more towards streaming. Don't play a saturated game, and it's like a 2-parter. Don't be afraid to try something different. Like if you don't see something happening or growth,
change it up.
Yeah, because like if you're streaming to 0 viewers, you doing something different is not going to hurt 0 viewers. So don't be afraid to try new things. Always try new things.
Yeah.
And put a fake title.
I think that applies to podcasting too. Like we went through phases where like let's change like the time limit. Let's change to one topic. Let's change to like
the one topic days.
Let's change to like special episodes of this, like guests,
spoiler cast,
like we try. I felt like we like just embrace it, like just try, like keep it within reason, like to be like okay, but like we even tried like interviewings, like doing like stuff like when we went to the I Am 8-bit, like let's just record it there. Let's go to PAX, record like.
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid, like because what you're saying. We got an Andy Weir interview. I still mention that, like when I talk about, like people are like, "Oh shit, Andy Weir."
Yeah, that's
who's that? Who that? Dang it. For me, listen more, be more attentive.
What?
Yeah. Because I guess what happens is again, like it's part of like me not having notes, like. I'll get on a thinking path of what I'm gonna say for my version of when it gets like when we do this ring around the rosy thing, and I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna say this, and then all of a sudden like I start like paying attention again, and then it comes to me, I'm like, oh fuck, I don't remember what I was gonna say anymore.
Happens.
So I don't know. I guess I need to be more focused. Maybe I have like a mild form of ADHD or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, focus more. I would give myself that one because I feel like I've had moments in the podcast where it's just like I'm like, oh, what was it again? What's going on? What's happening? It's happened already today, too.
Happens. Yeah, we have our off days.
I think Will Smith was here. That's one.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of some other stuff. If you can find a stable, reliable workspace.
Staples.
God, because the first room we had, that was a temporary arrangement.
I know,
We're
but
like,
the thing is, like, to honestly to have like 100% secure, stable one, we'd have to pay. We'd have to pay for like a
no,
spot.
that or like just have a space, but that's hard in of itself. Or do it online, like we got this, and that.
Someone like broke one of the chairs, ruined it for us.
Now that he's gonna be closer, maybe we can start recording.
Well, not at my.
My place is fine. I'm just saying.
Change.
If you guys don't mind a
Embrace
cat
it.
just running around everywhere. Kitty
Yeah.
titties.
Do you have any more advice?
My last one.
Okay.
Have fun with it. So this came into my mind when we're at the Twitch LA event. There was a streamer, and I remember what he said. He's like, the weekends are for me, and I was like, I'm the exact opposite.
Yeah.
I'm like, streaming is the most fun thing I can think of doing. That's my weekend, streaming. Like, he can't wait to escape streaming. I can't wait to go into the weekend streaming. So, I mean, find something you enjoy and just run with it.
Also, bonus one for me. Remember why you're doing it. Like, remind yourself. Like, there could be more than one reason, but to remember that, I think, brings you back. Like, when you're making decisions or you're wanting to do certain things, you're like, why am I doing this? And then
My goal hasn't changed. Remember, was it the first episode where we talked about why we wanted to do it? It's the same with streaming. It's the same goal. So
Mine, I don't remember.
money. I remember. It was money. I remember. Which is not a bad. It's not a bad motivator, but I think that's
Well, fuck. Where the fuck is
that's
the
one of that's one of the
Shit.
that's a motivator that will not make you lost. I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah, I mean, I might have said that, but I don't think it truly is about that. Like, I mean, again, like, you've got to enjoy what you do. Honestly, like, we would have, if at least one of us didn't enjoy what we did, we probably wouldn't have gone this long. You know, like, we've created friendship. We've obviously enjoyed the company of each other, and we're still going. So,
yeah,
I got nothing else.
we're gonna host the Game Awards next year. Big change.
You heard it
gonna
here
win.
first.
Yeah, we're gonna win the Game Awards. Fuck the
That's
Oscars.
content creators.
They're like, all right, you guys host. You guys announce the video game of the year.
You'll be
And
on
they're
stage,
Weekly
what?
DLC is the video game of the year.
Oh, cool. Guys, where can people find you?
They can find me at the Fulio365 on Instagram and in the Fulio everywhere else.
DreamHack streaming Saturday 10 a.m. Sunday 4 p.m.
This will be posting after DreamHack.
Shit.
So if you listen to this,
So
See,
we hope
watch the
you.
VOD.
it happens
hope-
this week.
Watch the VOD.
We hope you enjoyed DreamHack. You can find me at Kucher Prime. You can find us all at the Weekly DLC. Thank you again for joining us on episode 159. Until next time, we'll
DLC.
You later.